Welcome to Ashlee Marie. Today we're making colored powdered sugar. I'm going to show you 3 different techniques and tell you which one's my favorite. Let's get started. Why do you need colored powdered sugar? Well, I use it in cake decorating, and I'm going to show you that in a video next week. But you can also use it in any cookie that you roll in powdered sugar, like chocolate crinkle cookies or sandies. And of course, anything that you sprinkle powdered sugar on top of, like French toast, you can color. Now, why would you want to do that? I don't know about you guys, but I love themed holiday foods. And so for St. Patrick's Day, I'm going to dye a bunch of powdered sugar green and sprinkle that on top of our all green breakfast or our all green dinner. And Valentine's Day and Christmas and of course, Halloween. The first one that I'm going to do is to take some powdered sugar in your food processor and take some gel food coloring. And the reason that this one works is because gel food coloring is really strong. The negatives for this one is that it's really easy to turn your powdered sugar into a paste instead of powder, so you want to be careful. As you can see, we got a really nice blue that way. Now we want to spread this out and leave it to dry because there's still a lot of moisture in this powdered sugar. Break up the chunks and we want to leave it out to dry because there's still a lot of moisture in this sugar now, and it's not going to be quite as powdery as we want it. So one of the things that you can do if you're in a hurry and you want this to dry faster is turn your oven on as low as it can go, let it preheat, then turn it off and throw this pan in there. Leave it in there until it's completely cool, stirring every once in a while. And what that'll do is that warm air will suck the moisture out of the sugar and it will help it dry a lot faster. What you don't want to do is put this in a closed container because then it would just get clumpy and you would never be able to use it. Another way to make colored powdered sugar is to actually take colored sugar and turn it into powdered sugar. Again, you use your food processor. The upside to this way is that you don't have to worry about liquid and you don't have to dry it out afterwards. The downside is that this one takes a long time, and depending on how well powered your food processor is, it might never achieve the same powdery texture. It might always be a little bit thicker than you want. So if you have a really awesome food processor and a lot of time, it's a great way to go. One of the ways you can test to see if this is turning into a powder is if you open it up and you get some powder smoke coming out, and you can tell it's not smoke because it tastes like sugar. So you want to make sure that you open it and then you kind of grab down in here and feel it. Now this is still grainier than powdered sugar is, but it's about as powdery as you can get it. And the sides, those are totally powdery. So it's not 100% consistent, but you do get a much more powdery colored powdered sugar. Last way, and probably the most effective, is to use a colored powder, either powdered dye, which is going to be nice and strong and give you really vibrant colors, and because it's already a powder, you can mix it right in with the powdered sugar and you're good to go. You don't have to dry it, it's not going to be moist, you're not going to have these big sugar crystals to break down. Or if you're looking for a unique color, you can also go with some kind of luster dust. The biggest problem with using a luster dust is, well, they're a lot more expensive. So you'd almost have to use the entire container just to get a cup of powdered sugar. And personally, I don't like spending my money that way. But powdered food dye, while more expensive than gel dye, is probably my favorite way to do this. So you can see I usually open my powdered container just by putting a little bitty hole in it. It's actually really strong and a little goes a long way. But for about a half a cup of powdered sugar like we're doing here, we want to do about half a teaspoon of the colored dye. You can kind of play with how strong you like your colors, but about the rest of the container. And just like that, it's that easy. Now it does create a much lighter color, so you can always add more and more and more and more. Again, just add more color if you want a stronger color. And it stays this nice, great powdery texture. It's not at all damp. It's not gonna be clumpy. It's by far the easiest way to go. The first one that used the gel dye is still a little bumpy, but it got a great color, and at the end of the day, it's gonna work okay. The one that used the sugar certainly has the brightest color because it started with such a strong color already, and it's still a little grainy, but it's nice and even, so I think it's better than using the gel, although you might not have as many color options. And then the last way is, of course, the powdered sugar and the powdered dye. It's by far the best. You get the best texture with the least amount of negatives, and depending on how much of the powdered dye, you can get a stronger color. It does tend to be more on the expensive side, but that's the way I would definitely go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and give it a shot. Let me know which of the 3 ways that you prefer. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss anything, and leave me a comment if there's any technique you'd like to see me do. Thanks for watching.